Have you ever sat in a quiet room and wondered why life feels so different after retirement? Not bad exactly, just different. The house is quieter now. The phone does not ring as much. The calendar is not as full as it used to be. And even when people ask, "How are you doing?" sometimes you smile and say, "I'm fine," because it feels easier than explaining everything that changed. Most people talk about retirement like it is freedom. No alarm clock. No boss. No traffic. No daily pressure. But they rarely talk about the silence that comes after. They rarely talk about waking up and realizing no one is waiting for you at work anymore. They rarely talk about missing the version of yourself that had a routine, a purpose, and people who needed you every single day. Maybe you have felt this too. Maybe you have looked around your home and thought, "I waited my whole life for this stage, so why do I feel a little lost?" And by the end of this video, you may look at your own life differently. Because life after retirement is not just good. It is not just bad. It is both. And sometimes, it carries a painful truth that nobody prepares you for. For years, retirement is sold like a finish line. You work hard. You raise children. You pay bills. You do what you have to do. You push through the tired mornings, the long shifts, the hard seasons, and you tell yourself, "One day, I will finally rest." Then that day comes. And at first, it can feel wonderful. You sleep a little later. You drink your coffee slowly. You do not have to rush. You can sit on the porch and watch the neighborhood wake up. You can visit the grocery store on a quiet weekday morning instead of fighting the weekend crowd. There is beauty in that. There is peace in not being hurried. There is something special about having time that finally belongs to you. But here is the part nobody talks about. After the excitement settles, many retirees begin to feel a strange emptiness. Not because they are ungrateful. Not because they do not love their family. Not because they failed at retirement. But because retirement changes more than your schedule. It changes your identity. For decades, people knew you by what you did. You were the teacher, the mechanic, the nurse, the driver, the office worker, the business owner, the mother who handled everything, the father who showed up no matter how tired he was. Then one day, that role becomes smaller, and people start saying things like, "Now you can relax." But relaxation is not the same as purpose. A man named Walter, 68 years old, used to work at a hardware store in Ohio. Every morning, he wore the same blue vest, helped customers find the right tool, and joked with the younger workers. He complained about the job often, like many people do. But 6 months after retiring, he found himself driving past that same store for no reason. He did not need anything. He just missed being useful. He missed someone asking, "Walter, what do you think?" And maybe you understand that feeling. Because sometimes what we miss is not the job. We miss being needed. That is one painful truth of retirement. Free time is a gift, but too much empty time can become heavy. A quiet morning can feel peaceful. A quiet week can feel lonely. And a quiet life, if you are not careful, can start to make you feel invisible. But retirement also reveals something beautiful. It gives you a chance to meet yourself again. Before you ignore this, think about your own life for a moment. How many years did you spend taking care of everyone else? How many times did you put your dreams aside because the kids needed something, the bills were due, or life simply gave you no room to breathe? After retirement, you may discover small parts of yourself that were waiting quietly. Maybe you used to love gardening. Maybe you always wanted to paint. Maybe you enjoy walking in the park, reading old books, baking for neighbors, fixing things in the garage, or sitting with a cup of coffee while watching birds in the yard. These things may seem small, but sometimes The smallest change after 60 can bring back peace. The good side of retirement is not always travel, money, or big adventures. Sometimes, the good side is finally having time to notice the sunlight on the kitchen floor. It is being able to call an old friend without rushing. It is holding a grandchild a little longer. It is learning that a simple Tuesday can still matter. But the bad side is real too. Some friendships fade after retirement. Not because people stop caring, but because many friendships were built around work, church, school events, or raising children together. When the routine changes, the connection can weaken. One day you realize you have not spoken to someone in months, and you wonder if you should call. Then you think, maybe they are busy. So you do not, and they do not, and the distance grows quietly. Many older adults do not lose people all at once. They lose them slowly, one missed call at a time, one canceled lunch at a time, one holiday where the room feels smaller than it used to. And this is where many seniors make a painful mistake. They wait for others to reach out first. They think, if they cared, they would call me. Sometimes that is true. But sometimes people are simply distracted by their own lives. Adult children are working. Grandchildren are growing. Friends are dealing with their own struggles. Everyone is moving fast. That does not mean you do not matter. It means connection now requires more intention. It may feel unfair, but it is still true. After retirement, you may have to build a new kind of social life. Not the automatic kind that came from work or family duties. A chosen kind. A phone call on Thursday. A coffee with a neighbor. A church group. A walking club. A community center class. A small habit of saying yes when your heart wants to stay home. Because loneliness grows in silence, but connection grows in small brave steps. Here is another truth many seniors discover too late. Your home can either comfort you or close in on you. After retirement, many people spend more time at home than ever before. At first, that feels good. But if every day looks the same chair, the same television, the same window, the same thoughts, life can begin to feel smaller. This does not mean you need to change everything. It means you need to keep life moving. Open the curtains. Step outside, even for 10 minutes. Sit on the porch. Walk to the mailbox slowly and breathe the fresh air. Visit the library. Go to the diner where someone recognizes your face. Small routines can protect the heart in ways people do not always understand. A retired woman named Linda lived alone in Arizona after her husband passed. For almost a year, she barely left the house except for groceries. She told everyone she was fine. But deep down, she felt like the world had moved on without her. One morning, she forced herself to attend a beginner watercolor class at the senior center. She almost turned around in the parking lot. But she went inside. That one class did not fix everything, but it gave her something to look forward to. Then one person remembered her name. Then another invited her for coffee. Then her week had a shape again. What happened next is something many older adults quietly understand. She did not just find a hobby. She found a doorway back into life. That is one of the most important lessons after retirement. Do not wait to feel ready before you begin. Begin gently. Readiness often comes after the first step. Another hard part of retirement is accepting change in the body. You may not move as fast. You may need more rest. You may forget a name and feel frustrated. You may look in the mirror and see a face that has carried many years, many losses, and many battles no one else knows about. Be kind to that face. It got you here. Aging is not a failure. It is proof that you have survived seasons that once felt impossible. Still, it is honest to say that getting older can hurt. Not just physically, Emotionally, too. It can hurt when people talk over you. It can hurt when family makes decisions without asking. It can hurt when younger people act like your best years are behind you. But they are wrong. Your faster years may be behind you. Your busiest years may be behind you. But your meaningful years are not over. You still have wisdom to give. You still have stories that matter. You still have love that can change someone's day. You still have the power to become someone's safe place. And maybe that is the deeper gift of this stage. Retirement is not about proving yourself anymore. It is about becoming more honest about what truly matters. Peace matters. Health matters. Laughter matters. Forgiveness matters. A simple meal with someone you love matters. Letting go of old bitterness matters. Calling someone before it is too late matters. And one day, you may realize that the life you thought was getting smaller is actually getting clearer. You begin to see what was noise. You begin to see who truly cares. You begin to understand that being busy was not the same as being fulfilled. That is the painful truth, but also the beautiful truth. Retirement removes many distractions. And when the distractions are gone, you finally have to face yourself. Your regrets. Your memories. Your unfinished conversations. Your hopes. Your fears. But you also get a chance to choose differently. You can choose to stop waiting for perfect days. You can choose to forgive yourself for what you did not know when you were younger. You can choose to call the person you miss. You can choose to learn something new, even if you are 70, 80, or beyond. You can choose to stop saying, "It is too late for me." Because if you woke up today, there is still something left for you. Maybe not the same thing as before, but something real, something quiet, something worth protecting. So what is life after retirement? It is coffee without rushing. It is silence that can heal you or hurt you. It is freedom, but also responsibility. It is losing old routines and building new ones. It is missing who you used to be, while slowly discovering who you still are. It is the good, the bad, and the painful truth. But it is not the end of your story. Not even close. Your life still has pages. Some may be slower. Some may be quieter. But they can still be full of meaning. So today, do one small thing for yourself. Call someone. Step outside. Write down a memory. Make a simple plan for tomorrow. Tell someone you love them. Or just remind yourself, I am still here. I still matter. My life is still worth living well. Because it is. And maybe someone watching this right now needed to hear that. If this message touched your heart, subscribe to Senior Life Chronicles. And in the comments, tell us one lesson life taught you after 60. Your story may help someone else feel less alone. And if you know a friend, parent, grandparent, neighbor, or loved one who needs this reminder, share this video with them. Because sometimes one honest message can reach a heart at exactly the right time.